The Maine Jewish Film Festival started out in the late 1990s, and it was a pretty modest affair. About a half dozen films that were shown on a TV monitor in a synagogue in South Portland. It has come a long way since then. It's one of Maine's statewide cultural events. It's coming up, and it is here with us to be talked about tonight on 207 with Stephanie Pridgen, who is on the board of the Maine Jewish Film Festival. Thanks for coming in. It's good to have you here.
Yes, thank you so much for having us.
So let's talk about this year's festival. What in general were you trying to do with the films this year?
So we always try to get as much breadth. I think in particular the screening committee, the film selection committee, which I co-chair, is always looking for things that might not be in all of the other Jewish film festivals around the country.
I can remember from the early years of the festival that the organizers, they would come on 207 and they would make the point, you don't have to be Jewish to enjoy these films.
Yeah, and approximately 40% of our audience does not identify as Jewish, and keeps coming back every year for the great film and great storytelling.
Let's talk about some of the films. We've got some clips. Let's begin with a film called Las Dos, Mariette. Take a look at the clip.
Me puse de novia con un muchacho de familia tradicional argentina, pero lo dejé, porque no me animé a decirle que era judía.
So the story here is that this is about a woman in Argentina who for 70 years kept a secret. What was that secret?
So, spoiler alert, her secret is that she is Jewish and raised her children not ever explicitly telling them this. We kind of learned through the film and through the interviews that the story wasn't as well kept as she thought maybe, and it ends up being a really compelling story about internalized anti-Semitism and what might compel someone to dissemble their entire life.
Let's take a look at another clip from a film called Maintenance Artist. This is about a woman who was the first artist in residence at the New York City Sanitation Department. Take a look.
The thing that I shared with sanitation workers was that I would meet people pushing my baby carriage, and they didn't see me as a human being.
We are underestimated.
Absolutely. My heroes that I looked to didn't change diapers. So I put the personal and the municipal together to be pissed off at the same time.
What is it that you think audiences are going to find interesting about this film, Maintenance Artist?
Well, I think from what you've described, it's hard to imagine any aspect of this film that audiences wouldn't find interesting. But I think it, beyond the kind of what might seem, clickbaity description, it ends up being a really meaningful reflection and meditation on what art can do and what it means in our daily lives.
Let's take a look at one more film. It's called Looking Up. This is about a young man who is losing his eyesight and takes on an extraordinary challenge.
I'm gonna leave the ground.
You just have to have mental and emotional toughness. But I think you're pretty tough.
Today I'll leave the ground.
When we accept and embrace painful emotions, we can choose to make the best of things that happen.
Let go of everything that you cannot control and just focus on what you can.
This is quite a film, and this is one I think that's really going to resonate with people. Great photography, great human interest story, just a story that pulls you in.
Yes, so the cinematography is beautiful. It's certainly one that I think begs to be shown on a big screen and in community with an audience.
It's the Maine Jewish Film Festival. It runs through May 3rd. Screenings in Maine, Portland, Brunswick, Waterville, and Waldoboro. Stephanie Pridgen, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it. If you'd like more information on the festival and all of the films being shown, the times, the places, you'll find that information in the 207 section of our new Center Maine app or website. Stay with us. We'll return right after this.